Most men speak to women, hoping to be liked, but the men she can't stop thinking about don't seek to be liked. They make her feel something she can't explain. Before you even say a word, she's already reading you. Your eyes, your silence, your stillnessing, they tell her everything. And in that moment she decides, is this man in control or controlled? Understand this, a woman does not fall for the man who flatters her. She falls for the man who unsettles her world. BS. One whose presence makes her heartbeat question its rhythm. One whose calm feels like danger wrapped in charm. When you speak, she's not listening to what you say. She's scanning your energy, searching for weakness, for neediness, for approval. And the second she feels it, she loses respect, because a woman's desire is not born from comfort. It's born from tension. In this video, I'm going to teach you something most men will never understand: how to speak to a woman not with charm, but with command, how to talk not to impress, but to influence, because real seduction is not about chasing her attention. It's about controlling her focus. You are not here to be her entertainer. You are here to become the man her ego can't predict, the one her mind resists, but her body obeys. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how to dominate her emotions without raising your voice, without proving yourself, and without begging for validation. You'll learn the psychological code that Machiavelli himself would use, not to win her heart, but to own her attention. Because the truth is simple: the man who controls the emotional frame controls the entire interaction. And once you understand how to build that frame, her curiosity becomes your weapon. Her attraction becomes your leverage, and her desire becomes your control. So if you are ready to stop talking like every other man and start speaking like the one she'll never forget, stay until the end, because after today, you'll never see a conversation with a woman the same way again. Let's begin by dismantling the most insidious lie you've been fed: that being a nice guy is your ticket to a woman's heart. It's not. It's a one-way ticket to the friend zone, to being the emotional tampon she calls when her world falls apart, but never the man whose touch sets her soul on fire. The nice guy operates from a place of chronic need. He measures his self-worth by her smile, by her laughter, by her acceptance. Every word is calculated to avoid offense, every gesture designed to earn approval. He's a pleaser, an entertainer, a constant provider of comfort, and comfort, while pleasant, is the antithesis of raw desire. A woman does not fantasize about the man who makes her feel comfortable in the same way she fantasizes about the man who makes her feel alive, challenged, and a little bit dangerous. This is the brutal truth. Comfort breeds complacency, but tension breeds obsession. Think of it this way: when a woman interacts with you, her subconscious is an advanced threat detection system. It's not scanning for your wit or your charming anecdotes. It's scanning for your internal state. Is there an undercurrent of anxiety, a flicker of desperation in your eyes, a subtle tremor in your voice that betrays a desperate longing for her validation? If she detects any of these, even unconsciously, she immediately categorizes you. You become safe, predictable, harmless. And harmless men, my friend, do not ignite passion. They inspire pity or perhaps a polite affection, but never the kind of magnetic pull that makes her lose sleep, wondering about your next move, your unspoken thoughts. Your energy, before a single word leaves your lips, is already shaping her perception. Are you a predator or prey? Are you the hunter or the one waiting to be chosen? This is the foundation upon which all compelling interactions are built. Now let's talk about the unspoken language of power. Your physical presence, your body language, your very occupation of space. Most men slouch, they fidget, their eyes dart around, seeking external reassurance. They shrink themselves, hoping to appear less threatening, more approachable. But this is a grave mistake. A man who commands attention fills a room not with arrogance but with an unshakable inner calm. He walks with purpose, his posture is upright, his gaze is steady, direct, and knowing. He doesn't need to be loud to be noticed. His presence alone alters the atmosphere. Imagine a lion in a room full of sheep. The lion doesn't need to roar to assert its dominance. Its mere presence commands respect and a healthy dose of fear. You must cultivate this same leonine presence. Before you open your mouth, you must transmit an aura of quiet authority, of a man who is deeply centered, self-sufficient, and utterly unimpressed by external theatrics. This silent broadcast tells her, without a single word, that you are not like the others. You are a force to be reckoned with. The art of commanding a woman's focus doesn't begin with clever lines. It begins with the cultivation of an unshakable mindset. You must eliminate the impulse to perform for her. When you walk into an interaction, you are not there to entertain, nor are you there to seek her approval. You are there to evaluate, to observe, to see if she is worthy of entering your world. This shift in perspective is revolutionary. Most men approach women feeling like they're applying for a job, desperate to prove their qualifications. But when you operate from a position of relaxed evaluation, you subtly flip the script. You become the prize, and she becomes the one who unconsciously starts to qualify herself to you. This might sound arrogant, but it is precisely this calm self-assuredness, this lack of visible need, that women find utterly irresistible. It communicates that you have options, that your life is full and vibrant independently of her, and that she is an addition, not a necessity. Let's dissect the profound impact of your voice. It's not just the words you choose, but how you deliver them. A high-pitched, fast, anxious voice betrays insecurity. It screams, "I'm nervous, I'm trying too hard, please like me." A truly commanding voice is low, resonant, deliberate, and unhurried. It moves with the calm authority of a man who is in no rush, who knows what he wants and who expects to be heard. Practice speaking from your diaphragm, allowing your voice to emanate from a deeper place. Introduce strategic pauses, moments of silence that allow your words to sink in, to resonate. These silences are not empty spaces. They are potent power plays, forcing her to lean in, to anticipate, to fill the void with her own anxious thoughts about what you might say next. Your voice becomes an instrument of subtle hypnosis, drawing her deeper into your orbit, making her crave the sound of your next utterance. The man who masters his voice masters the interaction. Now let's inject some strategic ambiguity into your interactions. Most men are painfully direct. They say exactly what they mean, they offer transparent compliments, and they quickly reveal their intentions. This is boring. It leaves no room for mystery, no space for her imagination to run wild. Women are masters of interpretation. They thrive on subtext, on what is implied rather than stated. When you speak with ambiguity, when your words carry a double meaning, when your intentions are not immediately clear, you engage her mind on a deeper level. Instead of saying, "You're beautiful," which is a statement of fact that she hears countless times, try, "I can tell there's a fascinating story behind those eyes." Or, when she talks about a challenging experience, instead of offering bland sympathy, you might say, "It takes a certain kind of fire to handle that kind of pressure. I wonder what else you're capable of." You're not complimenting her directly. You're provoking her, challenging her, inviting her to reveal more, to prove herself. This creates delicious tension, making her feel seen but also slightly unsettled, eager to solve the puzzle that is you. The deadliest weapon in your arsenal is the ability to create emotional imbalance. You see, women are drawn to men who can stir their emotions, not just placate them. If you are consistently pleasant, consistently predictable, you will become emotionally flat. To create desire, you must introduce controlled uncertainty. This isn't about playing games or being intentionally cruel. It's about subtly signaling that your attention is earned, not given freely. For instance, after an engaging conversation, instead of immediately asking for her number or suggesting another meeting, you might say, "You're surprisingly intriguing. I don't often meet people who can genuinely hold my attention." Then pause. This sentence introduces a subtle challenge. It implies you're selective, that she's passed an initial unspoken test, but also that you're not fully sold. It makes her wonder, am I intriguing enough? Can I keep his attention? This puts her on the back foot, compelling her to unconsciously strive for your approval, reversing the traditional dynamic. Her ego becomes engaged, and where the ego is engaged, desire often follows. Let's dive into the power of selective validation. Most men are eager to heap praise upon a woman, especially one they find attractive. They validate her looks, her intelligence, her achievements, often excessively. This has the opposite effect of what they intend. It signals neediness. It tells her you're trying to win her over, that you're impressed by things she already knows about herself. The truly dominant man operates differently. He selectively validates. He notices things others miss, and he offers a compliment not as flattery, but as an observation of a genuine, deeper quality. For example, instead of, "That dress looks great on you," try, "You have a fascinating way of carrying yourself. It makes me wonder what you're truly passionate about." You've shifted from external appearance to internal depth. Even more powerful is to validate her efforts or mindset when she pushes herself. rather than just her inherent qualities. And crucial, don't validate every little thing. Let her work for it. Let her feel that your approval when given is genuinely meaningful and earned, not just a reflex of a thirsty man. You must become a master of redirection, not just of topics, but of emotional states. When a woman tells you about her problems or complains about something, most men rush to offer solutions, or worse, to commiserate. This positions you as a problem solver, a friend, a therapist, not a lover. Instead, subtly steer the conversation away from logical problem solving and towards her emotions, her instincts, her deeper desires. If she says, "My boss is driving me crazy with all these new demands," instead of, "That sucks, what happened?" you could respond with, "Sounds like you need an escape." What's the most reckless thing you've ever done when you felt completely overwhelmed? You've pivoted from her mundane work stress to a narrative of freedom, rebellion, and emotional release. You're inviting her to explore a more exciting, more instinctual part of herself. This is not about dismissing her feelings. It's about elevating the conversation to a level that sparks intrigue and desire, a level where logic gives way to raw, human emotion. The art of the provocative question is key. Most questions women hear are predictable. What do you do? Where are you from? Do you have siblings? These lead to mundane answers. Your goal is to ask questions that make her pause, that make her think, that reveal something new about herself even to her. These questions bypass her practice social scripts and tap into her deeper consciousness. Imagine asking, "What's a secret dream you've never told anyone but know in your gut you'll achieve?" Or, "If you could instantly acquire any skill but it came with a dark side effect, what would you choose?" These aren't just conversation starters. They are psychological probes. They communicate that you're interested in her depths, her complexities, her shadow side. They invite a level of vulnerability and introspection that few men dare to evoke, instantly setting you apart and forging a unique, compelling connection. She will remember how you made her feel about herself, how you unlocked new thoughts within her. Your interaction must always leave her wanting more, with a lingering sense of unfinished business. Never give her everything at once. Never lay all your cards on the table. A crucial element of building long-term attraction is to maintain a consistent thread of mystery. Think of it like a captivating novel. You want her to be desperate for the next chapter. This means not oversharing about your life, not explaining every nuance of your thoughts, and especially not revealing your full emotional investment too early. Hold back just enough. Let her feel that there's always a little more to discover, a deeper layer to peel back, a new facet of your personality waiting to be unveiled. This elusive quality keeps her engaged, keeps her guessing, and most importantly, keeps you consistently at the forefront of her mind, long after the conversation has ended. Her mind will become a perpetual motion machine, churning through possibilities, trying to solve the puzzle that is you. The power of silence, when wielded deliberately, is truly devastating. Most men perceive silence as an enemy, a sign of awkwardness or conversational failure. They rush to fill it with nervous chatter, irrelevant anecdotes, or desperate questions. But a man who understands true command allows silence to breathe. He uses it as a strategic weapon. When she finishes speaking, instead of immediately responding, let a few seconds pass. Just gaze at her, perhaps with a slight, knowing smile, or a look that hints at unspoken thoughts. This forces her to experience the weight of the silence. It makes her wonder what you're thinking, what you're evaluating. It can make her feel exposed, or even compel her to speak more, to fill the void you've created. This controlled use of silence transmits immense confidence and psychological dominance. It subtly tells her, "I am not swayed by your words, I am processing, I am in control of this moment, and I am not afraid to let you feel the quiet intensity of my presence." Let's discuss the fundamental principle of emotional calibration. This isn't about mirroring her emotions, but about subtly shaping them. Your goal is not to match her energy, but to introduce a counterbalancing force that draws her towards you. If she's overly excitable, your calm presence becomes magnetic. If she's guarded, your confident vulnerability becomes a pathway. You are the emotional anchor, the one who can guide her through a spectrum of feelings. This means being acutely aware of the emotional tone of the conversation and deliberately injecting elements that provoke a shift. A dash of humor when she's too serious, a hint of challenge when she's too compliant, a touch of genuine warmth when she's too aloof. You are not her echo, you are her conductor. By mastering this calibration, you become the man who can make her feel things she hasn't felt in a long time. Emotions that become intrinsically linked to your presence. The art of the disqualifier is a subtle but potent tool. This isn't about insulting her, it's about playfully, gently, and almost imperceptibly removing yourself as an option. It's about communicating, "I'm not desperately chasing you." For example, if she says something that makes you laugh instead of a simple, "That's funny," you might playfully say, Okay, careful now. You're almost too charming. I might have to walk away before I get distracted." Or if she's sharing an interest you both have, "It's rare to find someone who appreciates X as much as I do. But don't get any ideas. I'm not that easy to impress." These aren't rejections. They're subtle, high-value signals. They imply standards, boundaries, and a playful resistance. This causes her subconscious to think, "He's not like the others. I can't just have him." It flips the chase, compelling her to lean in, to qualify herself to you. This is the subtle dance of seduction, where the hunter allows himself to be playfully hunted. Your ultimate goal is to become the man who she cannot categorize, the man who breaks her predictable patterns. Women are constantly bombarded with men who fit into neat boxes: the nice guy, the player, the boring guy, the overly aggressive guy. Your power lies in becoming an enigma, a blend of contradictions that keeps her mind in a delightful state of confusion. Be confident but not arrogant. Be playful, but with an underlying seriousness. Be attentive but detached. This blend of opposing qualities is profoundly magnetic. She will struggle to label you, to put you into a box, and in that struggle her fascination will grow. You become the unpredictable element in her otherwise predictable social landscape. This is why she will keep thinking about you, long after you've left the room. You are not a defined chapter in her book. You are the unwritten sequel she desperately wants to read. Finally, let's solidify this knowledge with a direct, undeniable technique you can employ tonight to leave her captivated and thinking about you until you meet again. As the conversation naturally winds down, or when you're preparing to part ways, find a moment to make direct, intense eye contact. Let your gaze linger for a beat longer than socially comfortable, conveying depth, observation, and a hint of unspoken intrigue. Then, in a low, almost conspiratorial tone, deliver these words. "You know, there's something about you. Something magnetic, almost unsettling. I can't quite put my finger on it, whether it's dangerous or incredibly exciting. But it's definitely not ordinary." After you say this, do not explain. Do not smile nervously. Do not break the tension. Simply hold her gaze for another moment. Let the weight of your words hang in the air, and then, with a confident nod, smoothly transition to your departure. Why is this so profoundly effective? Because you are planting a psychological seed of ambiguous attraction. You're telling her she's not ordinary, which validates her uniqueness, but you're also hinting at something deeper, something potentially dangerous or unsettling about her. This creates an internal conflict within her. Is it a compliment? Is it a challenge? Is it a warning? Her mind, which abhors unresolved questions, will begin to obsessively replay your words, searching for the answer. She will try to figure you out, and in doing so, she will be thinking about you. You have created an emotional loop, a puzzle that only you can solve, ensuring you remain deeply embedded in her thoughts, making her anticipate your next interaction with a potent mix of curiosity and desire. You didn't ask for her number. You became the unignorable question in her mind. You now understand that speaking to a woman is not about impressing her. It is about activating her deepest desires and her subconscious mind. It's about becoming the man who doesn't just communicate words, but transmits an undeniable magnetic force. It's about mastering the unspoken, controlling the emotional frame, and turning every interaction into an opportunity to plant seeds of intrigue and obsession. If you are ready to embody this power, to transform your interactions and to become the man she truly cannot forget, then now is the time to act. Like this video to acknowledge these truths. Subscribe to my channel to ensure you never miss another crucial insight into the psychology of attraction and command. And hit that notification bell, because the knowledge shared here is the key to unlocking a level of influence most men will never even grasp. Don't just watch this video. Internalize it, practice it, and unleash the man you are always meant to be.